Today as a Janmashtami festival, I choose the topic that Krishna, the intelligent designer. So the most intelligent design in this nature available that can be seen only by the blessings of the Krishna. So what is the intelligent design? Many people they thought about it. So the intelligent design, we will go in this way. What is intelligent design? And a few examples of intelligent design. Intelligent design, what is confusion behind this? And a few great thinkers' view, some belief, and what is the cause of all causes. And Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What is intelligent design? In the science you will read, the intelligent design is, it must have been designed. Anything you see in the cosmic manifestation, it is entirely different and it is very, very, very different from each other. That is why the complex evolutionary process is so complex, it is very difficult to understand by a common man. That is why this complexity is not happened by chance. There is some purpose behind this. So if you see, there are so many intelligent designs. You see a beautiful leaves, you see a planetary system, a birth process, as well as the complex train engine, as well as eyes and a skyscraper. Everything is complex. And can the science even consider the possibility the universe was designed by an intelligent creator? It is the idea intricately outside the definition what science can consider. Is there evidence for the universe being designed by an intelligent creator? Evidence is that as in distinct from proof. It is possible to prove that universe was designed by an intelligent creator. For example, the Visham Pele is a great thinker. There must be a chance the magist of the design. So there must be a designer. So he gave it an example. There is a person who designed this complex photograph and he designed this for some purpose. There's some purpose behind it. Just the next he gave the idea of the complex watch. It is not produced by chance. It is by an intelligent design. Somebody has designed it, and that is why today we can use this complex watch as a beautiful instrument for understanding the time. The human eyes, if you see the human eye, this is human camera. It is designed by an intelligent creator. There are so many things in a complex human eye. It is very complex. As you go deep into this, there are so many cameras which can process 1 billion data per second, and it is not possible by any computer. So,
when I look around at the complexity and beauty of our world, I wonder how anyone can happen without the design. There's obvious design, intelligence, purpose. On an ocean shoreline.
So there are few great thinkers who thought that yes, this intelligent design is some aspect of the different views. There are also many authors that have written what is the intelligent design. And then there are also great thinkers like the Darwin, the origin of the species. He has given the origins of species without the creator. And to prove this one, there are great thinkers like Albert Einstein. All of them, they given that there is some creator who designed the entire cosmic manifestation, which is not possible for ordinary person to understand and to implicate it. So there are also a great Wilson, he has given the existence of cosmological God who create the universe. He has given in complete analogy in his book. And there are also Philip Johnson, he has given a book on Darwin and trial. He has given what is intelligent design. Then, as a great thinker like Michael B., he has also given a very good, interesting point you can see in this video. So, that is why anything, it doesn't happen by chance. There is a creator who created this intelligent design around Earth. So to see this one, this is a very complex design. Anything you take in the nature, it is very complex design. If you see that, for example, a common mouse trap, if you remove one part from this mouse trap, it will not function at all. So the complex design of a simple mouse trap, one part is not there, it will completely useless. That is how it is also very simple, but it is very complex in design. And also, if you see in nature, E. coli bacterium, this E. coli bacteria is an intracell transportation system which is working in the nature. And you can see that there is a rotor and there is a stator. Those who are electrical students, they can really appreciate this. There is a stator and rotor of nanometric scale in a micro, in a nano level, and it is rotating 1 lakh RPM, revolution per minute. And it is so complex, and it passes all these proteins and inject into a different part of the body. And if this is not rotating at 1000 speed, it has stator, it has rotor. And this complex design, when we see, we can understand what fraction of knowledge we have. We will become easily humble to understand what is this complex design. And similarly, this video you can see. So similarly, there are some purpose. So there are many books. Michael Denton also has written a book, Nature's Destiny, and another book he has also written, Show Me God. Many people will argue, can you show me God? So even if you want to see your Prime Minister, you need to have your qualification to see him. So how you can see a God who created the entire universe? So that is why there are big scientists that are given what is the intelligent design behind it. And there is a complex machine like this, a complex machine can create a God particle. We spend billions of dollars having no confusion over it. And similarly, some fact in the Vedas, it is given by vision, by meditation, and by thought only. The fish, the tortoise, the birds maintain their offspring. Similarly, do I also, O Padmaja. This is a prayer to Krishna. So, if you see, a fish brings up her kids by just looking at them. It's so complex. You see, a tortoise lays his egg on the land. By standing inside water, he meditates on this egg, and from egg, the living entity comes out. The child comes out. This complex phenomena in nature, till today, it is very difficult to understand. Very difficult to even comprehend how this wireless transmission has taken place without any instrument. And that is so beautiful arranged, and he laid down the egg in one place. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Matta Parakparam Najna Kintidasti Dhananjaya. No one is superior to me, O Arjun. everything rests upon me as a pearls are strong and a necklace. Like a pearls, we cannot see the necklace, the string, but the string is existing, which combines all of us. That is why the Krishna is the supreme designer of this entire cosmic manifestation. That is why Krishna said, yes.
Which was created just so that we could occupy the tiniest fraction of it. There can be no doubt that this perfect plan came from the flawless mind of a grand architect. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. As he exists beyond time and sees through time, before the creation of the earth, sun, moon, and stars, he had a crystal clear vision of everything to come. He knew everything that would happen in advance, and he set the machine of our universe in motion. The perfect plan of a perfect planner. How could anyone glimpse the awesome wonder all around us and not stand amazed at all of this intelligent design?
So this is how the beautiful design around us, we can really appreciate there is some creator, and that creator is Krishna. And this Krishna is very famous since time immemorial. Krishna is not some kind of God. Krishna is not some kind of God. He is the supreme personality of Godhead, and who created the entire cosmic manifestation. So in the Bhagavatam it says, Nitra tatra se upagiyamana bhavasadi chatra manovirama ka uttama shloko gunanuvarnat puman grajayate vina pasu gunat. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam. The glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in parampara system. That is, it is conveyed from spiritual master to the disciple. Such glorification is released by those no longer interested in false temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Distribution of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul, undergoing repeated birth and death. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord, except a butcher or one who is killing his own self? And this knowledge spread by Srila Prabhupada just 100 years ago, just 50 years ago, he spread throughout the world, and he taught everyone what is Krishna consciousness. And the Krishna consciousness is not a principle of religion, but it is the way of life. So that's why the science, according to Bhagavad Sankhya, any material object can be studied scientifically with respect to another object, and no material object has any independent identity. For example, Brahmastra is one of the examples that how it is with respect to, like today, nuclear weapon. Who is God? God can be defined in this who has these six opulences. He must be all knowledge, all powerful, all beauty, all fame, all riches, and all renunciation. This is revealed in the scripture, and as well as the saintly person who preaches about Krishna. So the meaning of Krishna is all attractive. The creator of the universe is Brahmaji, except Krishna, the absolute truth. We say, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adi Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. So this is how the Brahmaji is praying, my dear Supreme Lord, you are the cause of everything. You have created this entire universe. So that's why Sukadeva Goswami also concluded. He has given many definitions of God. In the finally he has given the sloka. The Etachasam Kala Prishnam Krishna tu Bhagavan Swayam, Indradi Vyakulam Rupam Mudayanti Yuge Yuge. So this is how the incarnation and all the incarnation are primary portion of Krishna. So the Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. It is, we don't accept anybody without accepting the Shastric injunction. So in Gopal Patna Upanishad also it is given, and I am not going in detail. So then this is a Krishna, when all the demigods they pray to Krishna, and because of the Mother Earth could not able to bear the burden of the demoniac kings, so he prayed, all the demigods prayed to Krishna to come. What is the intelligent design behind it? And there is a complex machine like this. A complex machine can create a God particle. We spend billions of dollars having no confusion over it. And similarly, some fact in the Vedas it is given by vision, by meditation, and by thought only. The fish, the tortoise, the birds maintain their offspring. Similarly do I also, O Padmaja. This is a prayer to Krishna. So if you see, a fish brings up her kids by just looking at them. It's so complex. You see, a tortoise lays his egg on the land. By standing inside water, he meditates on this egg, and from egg, the living entity comes out. The child comes out. This complex phenomena in nature, till today, it is very difficult to understand. Very difficult to even comprehend how this wireless transmission has taken place without any instrument. And that is so beautiful arranged, and he laid down the egg in one place. That's why Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Matta Parakparam Najna Kintidasti Dhananjaya. No one is superior to me, O Arjun. Everything rests upon me as a pulse or strong and a necklace. Like a pulse, we cannot see the necklace, the string, but the string is existing, which combines all of us. That is why the Krishna is the supreme designer of this entire cosmic manifestation. That is why Krishna said, yes.
Which was created just so that we could occupy the tiniest fraction of it. There can be no doubt that this perfect plan came from the flawless mind of a grand architect. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. As he exists beyond time and sees through time, before the creation of the earth, sun, moon, and stars, he had a crystal clear vision of everything to come. He knew everything that would happen in advance, and he set the machine of our universe in motion. The perfect plan of a perfect planner. How could anyone glimpse the awesome wonder all around us and not stand amazed at all of this intelligent design?
So this is how the beautiful design around us, we can really appreciate there is some creator, and that creator is Krishna. And this Krishna is very famous since time immemorial. Krishna is not some kind of God. Krishna is not some kind of God. He is the supreme personality of Godhead, and who created the entire cosmic manifestation. So in the Bhagavatam it says, Nitra tatra se upagiyamana bhavasadi chatra manovirama ka uttama sloko gunanu Varnat Puman Grajayate Vina Pasu Gunat. This is from Srimad Bhagavatam. The glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in Parampara system. That is, it is conveyed from spiritual master to the disciple. Such glorification is released by those no longer interested in false temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Distribution of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul, undergoing repeated birth and death. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord, except a butcher or one who is killing his own self? And this knowledge spread by Srila Prabhupada just 100 years ago, just 50 years ago, he spread throughout the world. And he taught everyone what is Krishna consciousness. And the Krishna consciousness is not a principle of religion, but it is the way of life. So that's why the science, according to Bhagavad Sankhya, any material object can be studied scientifically with respect to another object. And no material object has any independent identity. For example, Brahmastra is one of the examples that how it is with respect to, like today, nuclear weapon. Who is God? God can be defined in this who has these six opulences. He must be all knowledge, all powerful, all beauty, all fame, all riches, and all renunciation. This is revealed in the scripture and as well as the saintly person who preaches about Krishna. So the meaning of Krishna is all attractive. The creator of the universe is Brahmaji, except Krishna the absolute truth. We say, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadir Adi Govinda Sarva Karana Karana. So this is how the Brahmaji is praying, my dear Supreme Lord, you are the cause of everything. You have created this entire universe. So that's why Sukadeva Goswami also concluded. He has given many definitions of God. In this, finally, he has given this sloka. The Etachasam Kala Prishnam Krishna tu Bhagavan Swayam Indradi Vyakulam Lokam Nudayanti Yuge Yuge. So this is how the incarnation and all the incarnation are primary portion of Krishna. So the Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. It is, we don't accept anybody without accepting the Shastric injunction. So in Gopal Patna Upanishad also it is given, and I am not going in detail. So then this is a Krishna, when all the demigods they pray to Krishna, and because of the Mother Earth could not able to bear the burden of the demoniac kings, so he prayed, all the demigods prayed to Krishna to come. Is Nandotsav, you all can join in my house. Then there was a Bajit ceremony, and Krishna killed many demons. Okay, these are all the stories you all know. If you don't know, we have a bookstore. You can get a Krishna book where all the detail of the Krishna's pastime are given from the appearance to disappearance. And this is written by Srila Prabhupada in England, and it is sponsored by George Harrison, who is not Indian. He accepted in a little good gift, and he gave first 5,000 copies to Srila Prabhupada. And today also, if you go to England, in the middle of the England, we have a Bhaktivedanta Manor, where everybody can go there and understand what is Krishna consciousness. So there are many different stories. I am not going in detail because it will take a lot of time. And this is how Mother Yashoda is decorating Krishna, where Lord Balaram always helped in his activity. So one day, this is the concept of infinity. Today, people are bewildered. What is infinity? And infinity, in the name, in the Sanskrit word, it says achintya. Achintya, which you cannot even think of it. But today we say 1, 2, 3, infinity. That is, infinity cannot be objective, cannot be given by an ordinary definition about infinity. This is what the concept of infinity. And this is a fruit vendor who came to Vrindavan to sell fruit, and Krishna as a small kid brought 2-3 rice, and he gave 2-3 rice, and in return, Krishna returned her a large amount of these jewels. That is why when we give to Krishna, you should never think that Krishna will never return to you. Krishna will return million, trillion times to you, which you may not have ever thought about it. So this is why still he could not able to find. That is the concept of infinity. Then nobody can understand what is the concept of infinity. Last one. I am concluding from this. Actually adopted this way of life, they can only release. That is why it is said in Bhagavad Gita that those who are very, very intelligent, they will take the process of knowledge. The Krishna consciousness has science, technology and everything with us. But we Indians could not able to understand it and could not able to produce in the outside world. That's why people are laughing at us and we accept their knowledge. But our knowledge is so rich, even a dark process is given very correctly in this science. That is why the whole Vedic science speaks about this scientific knowledge, about the nature, about the object, about the entire creation. Even creation is not understood to anyone else than the Vedic science. Kindly tell Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Hare Krishna! Krishna Krishna!